My next guest is Mark Bristow. He is the CEO of Barrick Gold Corp. Mark, welcome.
Thank you, James. Nice to be here.
Mark, I've invested in a company that Barrick owns 9% of, next to it, Tembo Gold, and they're developing a resource together, I guess, at Bulyanhulu. So I'm curious as to how important are those partnerships to Barrick's growth, where they partner with a junior.
You know, the mining industry likes to invest in juniors because they can't explore themselves. We are fundamental explorers. So, because mining is a consumptive industry, so you've always got to be replacing the gold you mine. And just to give you an idea, the gold mining industry hasn't replaced 50% of what it's mined since the start of the century, 2000. It's been able to increase its reserves because they've used higher and higher gold prices.
Right.
But so the way we look to growth is the first prize is to find the asset or the deposit yourself.
Sure.
The second prize is to find somebody else who might have a good idea before they realize just how good it is.
Right.
And the final way is to earn into something. So Tembo's a very good example. It's when you look at it, it owned the ground around Bulyanhulu. It has a certain project of its own that it likes, and it hasn't prioritized it. And because of its size and its balance sheet, it can't do justice to all the other pieces of ground. And for us, it hems us in. As far as our growth, and of course we know a lot because we're mining this very big ore body. It's 40-year life of mine. And so what we did with them is we said, okay, we would like to earn an X% of your asset, and it needs to be controlled, so over 50, and it goes a lot higher than that in steps. And we'll carry you. So we'll invest the high risk part of any exploration, and you just get a free ride up to, and if we're successful, maybe you end up with, I don't know, 15 or 20%, but it's free. At the same time, we're prepared to put some money into your corporation so that you can continue to explore next to us on your own selected target. We don't have any interest in that. And we have a sort of a beachhead into their register, and maybe if they found a very big one, at least we're the first in line.
Sure.
Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
That?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, myself and my audience are essentially lifelong investors in high risk junior gold exploration projects, which in many cases are nothing more than moose pasture to begin with, though, there'll be scientific evidence, geological evidence pointing to the potential for gold. And so, for junior gold investors, when an entity like Barrick comes in and partners, it's a Hail Mary moment. I mean, it's just like, oh, okay, it validates the science, it validates the concept of management. So, for example, in the case of Tembo, which, has similar geological structures, and all indications are that the Bulyanhulu structure runs onto the property, it's a tremendous validation. And so it imparts value, even though it might not be reflected in the share price immediately, but it imparts value to the junior company and gives all of the investors a great degree of confidence in the future that the company is holding. So it's a very important part of the whole gold mining ecosystem, these relationships.
And again, I'm a fanatic supporter of the gold industry. I admire people who start their own business and who are motivated to take risk and work so hard to get something up the value curve.
Yeah.
And so we'll stay in and support them. If we think they have value, we would want to own part of the asset as well.
Sure.
And again, so a lot of gold mining companies single-mindedly focus on just buying equity in juniors. We do it the other way around. We will be drawn into a junior through an asset, a prospective piece of ground. We'll say, we'll partner with you in that. we want a route to control, we will take all the risk out of your investment. And in certain cases, as in Tembo, we would also facilitate that partnership by putting some money into the equity to give that company working capital.
Sure.
It's much better to be engaging and be part of something that's collective. And again, what that builds is advocacy, because as miners, we sometimes our own worst enemies, because we're scared of standing up there and say, this world doesn't go round without mining.
Right.
And, and on gold, there is no currency in the world like gold because politicians can't print it.
Right.
So, and we need to tell people that, because I'm sitting here in our office here in Joburg, and if you took everything away from this office that came from a mine, I'd be sitting on a heap of rubble.
In your underwear. Awesome, Mark. Mark, I really appreciate your time. I so enjoyed our conversation, and I can't wait to do it again, I hope, at some point in the future.
Yeah, thank you, James. I must say, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and any time. I am passionate about this industry. I think it's a real important, and the World Gold Council has been working with big funds to encourage people to actually admit that you need this. And we've had so many examples of it. And I'll just finish with, people like to invest in bonds as a stable protection against a meltdown or superinflation or whatever. But gold's absolutely the best insurance that one can buy.
You're preaching to the converted. We will do this again.
Fantastic. Look forward to it.
Me too. Thank you, Mark. Bye for now.